Mr. Mislintat, it feels a little bit like the first game of the season. That's the vibe around here today. Do you feel you have been able to assemble the team that you wanted to assemble?
Yes, so it was a long one, a long shot, and also difficult because we were not really, proactive. We had to react on sales beforehand. We had to generate budget to strengthen the team afterwards. That means you rely a bit on other players in the market, right? So but now with the last transfer of Borna Sosa and the loan deals, it feels like a good first transfer market with Ajax, especially in the group of people who were involved, the directors, the supervisory board, the coaching staff. So it was real good teamwork, but a real crunch time period, to be honest.
If players leave, of course, new players have to come in. But what's more important is that the new players, that they form a team with a certain philosophy, with a type of play that we want to see on the pitch.
Yes.
Has that been defined with the coaching staff? What kind of team are we going to see?
This is, of course, defined with the coaching staff. Already started with their appointment, but it's defined by Ajax philosophy, Ajax playing style, and how we would like to play here and how we used to play. So it's not a definition you make, it's not a definition the coach make.
Or you make.
Or I make. No, we have to adapt to this and we have to learn about this. And for that, I put a lot of effort to understand this before I joined Ajax. And also I had to convince the boards that I can get this job, that I understand it beforehand. And this is what we did in the market.
This means possessional play, 4-3-3, pressing is important. All that sort of thing will come back like it always has.
Yeah, 3 headlines. So this is ball possession, but not in the own third, in the final third if possible, but at least in the opponent's half, to win the ball back as soon as possible. But also, like Rinus Michels says, to be ultra fit to play the game. These are the 3 main headlines, but it's not done yet. So you said it at the beginning, it's a bit like today starts the season for us, the pre-season. And in a certain way it's right, because a lot of the players came later or are only now allowed to play because they joined us later. And having said this, it starts now, we need a bit time. It doesn't change our ambition to go for the title, but we all know that it's not done in 3, 4, 6 months. It's now a new project, it starts. And also we had this in the past when we didn't qualify for Champions League last time, we needed 4 years. But to be honest, it's not our ambition to wait 4 years. Our ambition is to make it this season again and to play for the trophy.
You could have made things easier for yourself, for the coaching staff maybe, to get some more players with maybe a little bit more Ajax experience or maybe knowledge of Eredivisie, knowing better what is expected at Ajax. Why have you chosen to go for the foreigners?
I always choose to go for the best quality, for the best price, and if possible Dutch academy players I take into account to make a roundabout setup. So what we see is that especially the personality of the boys is important to deal with Ajax, and this is what we really took care of. So independently, if it's more a challenger like Medic, who challenges our, maybe Sutalo, Hato, these kind of characters, you need real character to play this role. So, but also in the signings of Sutalo, for example, you always see and try to find out what kind of characters they are, what kind of personality they have. And Sutalo is one of the guys you think you can wake him up at 3 o'clock in the night and he will play a Champions League final. And this is what is needed at Ajax. It doesn't have to do with, we also brought players from Eredivisie who were not able to play for Ajax later. So this is what we have to find out. Personality, character, workload, and then let's see how it works out with the boys we signed.
Very exciting because a lot of us don't know the players very well, but doesn't mean that they're not very good. But on the other hand, there are people that said, for instance, a guy like Noah Lang or a guy like Tagliafico or a guy like Kitolano, they could have played here and probably they would have had an easier start. Have these guys been considered?
Yeah, of course, you always consider everything what's possible on the market and you do some things for the right things, right? So you discuss it, what is payable, what works. But also we have to be in mind that it's a new project, okay? So for example, Nico, of course we discussed it, but also he plays at Lyon, he's on a decent salary, and we took Avila, who is a very similar player, but he's 21. So we tried to find these characteristics, and this is why people ask for Nico, but also we should be in mind that if we bring the boys, they are not maybe the Nico from from the day we sold him. It's not the Martinez from the day we sold him. No, these are the ones when we bring them in, like we brought them in years before. And this is a bit what we have to do here now to re-establish, to to modernize, and to start a new project. And from my point of view, it's a quite nice setup now with real challenges on every positions and with real characters and also with the players who suits perfectly the Ajax system.
But also very young players. I was looking at the lineup. There's only one player in the starting lineup today who's born the previous century. All the rest are 2000 or later. Is it too young to really win prizes?
If I understood Ajax philosophy right, is we are exactly the club that give these young players the chance to become legacies, not we sign legacies. So, and of course it's hard to lose players like Davy Klaassen, for example, or Dusan Tadic.
But do you need a mix? Do you need a mix also with experienced players in there?
But we have this mix. So I think we have players who are in the age 24, 25, 27, and also we have players in the age of 29, like we brought Manswerk now, but played already 120 games. So this is of real importance, right? That they have games in the legs already, but also we are a club that always gives the youth a chance to become legacies. And I think it's our philosophy as well. And if you look if you look back when we were in similar moments that we relied on the youth, we were quite often rewarded afterwards, and that's what I hear.
Are there enough chances for the academy players to challenge for positions in the team? Because it seems like on every position there's two players already there, or having been bought that come before them, like no. Silvano Vos.
No, I think the main important thing is that we develop into our first team. And Silvano signed a 5-year deal with a clear structure and plan. So if you see our setup in midfield, we have more or less 4 more experienced players, plus Lunsen, who starts tonight, or today, sorry, and Silvano Vos. So the challenges are from the youth. We do the same on the winger sides. We have Bergwijn, Forbes, we have Berghaus, and Götze and Amorici are the challengers. And so having Jorel Hato will play, we played the first games with 7 academy boys. So we opened the door, but now it's about performance and about the right time to bring them. Because what we saw also in the past is, if we bring them too early, we may kill them on the pitch, right? They don't come back because we were not ready for the pressure, not ready for the game. And we should do this mistake to bring them too early. No, we have to bring them at the right time. And it's clearly discussed, for example, with Silvano when we brought Manswerk, and he's 100% aligned with our plan.
Final question. Last Thursday, the coach said, we brought in a lot of players. Some players, I'm convinced they're very good. Other players will have to see whether they're as good as they should be. Does it worry you that the coach has said this?
No, it's the truth. Because at the end, we sign players for 20 million. They should work out immediately. And we sign challengers like other ones for 3 million, 4 million. We see a lot of potential, but they have to prove themselves. So it's absolutely fine, and it's also the setup. You can have 22 players on the highest salary and bringing them for 20 million. This is not Ajax. So we have also to integrate players from the youth and from abroad that have to show up afterwards and has to show their skills. And I'm fine with that, and Maurice is a good character to develop these boys.
How is it to do this job with so many people judging what you do all the time? You never witnessed this probably.
No, great challenge. So I really like it. As I said, this is, being the first man from abroad doing this job, it's special, I think. So, and I saw a lot of prejudices in some newspapers, especially in one. So I'm very relaxed with that. So, and I have to show up, I know this. But for me, it's important that people hired me for a reason they did. And now I'm here, and I try to do my best. And what you get is 100% identification, all my knowledge. But I know it's anyway a tough challenge, but I like these challenges, and I'm ready for the pressure.
Thank you very much for your time. Good luck.
See you.
Thanks.
Bye-bye. See you.